Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my Soft Power platform, and welcome back to another long overdue feminine school video. And if you are a new subscriber to this channel, then hello and hi and welcome. Now, before I get into the heart and soul of this feminine school video, a little house cleaning for my jealous Jemimas and for my lurker masculinas who love to tussle. Please keep in mind that this is not a conversation about fairness or injustice or about how to make all women the same or equal. This is a conversation about reality and power. And the only thing that I can promise you is that when you subscribe to this platform, you will learn how to better empower yourself as opposed to seeing yourself like a victim when it comes to understanding social power.
I've always identified as kind of more of a low maintenance girl. I don't like spending a ton of time doing certain things. I learned through my 20s and early 30s that I didn't like where being low maintenance got me. I was getting these low quality experiences came from my own behavior. It came from me being a little too easygoing, from me being a little too low maintenance, from me accepting things that I just didn't need to accept. I started questioning some of the things that I was accepting, and I started questioning some of the experiences that I was having and wanting things to be higher quality. That was when I realized, I don't have to accept the bare minimum in every situation. I don't have to accept the first offer that a job gives me, or the first offer that a brand gives me, or these breadcrumbs that a man is giving me. So how can my actions, how can my choices, how can my behaviors set me up to start receiving?
But ladies, we are in some very weird and some very strange parasocial times. So the feminine art and education of knowing how to protect yourself and treating yourself as a top tier asset has become at this point pretty mandatory. And as of late, everyone and their mama has been talking about the succubus spirit of destiny swapping and the monitoring spirit, and overall learning how to deal with the fallout of the people who follow you only to harass you, or they want to wear your skin, or they want to chop your tree down. But the monitoring spirit, or the destiny swapper, is just another PR packaged way of dealing with frenemies and lurkers and copycats and mean girls and bullies and insecure women and people who clock your every move in order to absorb any of your overflow, or to try to use shortcuts to duplicate your success, or to dismantle any of your social power so that they can feel taller.
Men react negatively
Yes.
to attractive women.
Yes.
Why is that?
Men automatically go in two directions when they see a beautiful woman. They either go in awe or they go into hostility. But when their self-esteem is super, super low and they're really low about themselves, they immediately want to reject her before she can reject him. They want to find reasons to kind of get rid of their attraction. They have to somehow obliterate her self-esteem in order for them to make sense of why they're so attracted to her, but get rid of it because they don't want to face the rejection.
How do women react to attractive women?
What I find with women when it comes to attractive women, even the women that say that they're girls, women will always side with the woman that they find least threatening looks-wise. Yeah, that's it. High self-esteem women are not threatened by attractive women. As a result, when they see an attractive woman online, they either scroll past because they're not interested, or they support because they are not threatened. When they have low self-esteem, they have to somehow or another take something away from her.
And social power and those who do not have it is exactly what this video will be all about. Now, quite frankly, I get exhausted talking about jealousy and competition amongst women. And that is why I have my inner circle, the new feminine, so that women can have a protected, safe space away from these Super Saiyan social media terrorizers and stalker demons who live to make feminine women feel unsafe. Because there isn't a leveled up generational curse breaker who hasn't dealt with the fallout of being bullied or being hate watched. Now, this hate can be very confusing for women because as we are all learning and growing on the feminine journey, socially, women as a collective are prone to say that they want to see less masculine women, but they also do and say another when it comes to fully supporting one another in the milestones that matter to most women, which is marriage, babies, weight loss, being beautiful, and having leisure, as these are the topics that tend to generate a lot of heat and a lot of gossip with women, because women are invested in seeing the outcomes of other women, and they are constantly measuring and comparing themselves to each other as a form of social power. But what women are experiencing when they begin to do the soft power work is that they are actually realizing that a lot of women prefer to see failure relationship failure, and struggle and strife, and that a lot of women tend to actually hate when a woman actually begins to succeed at softness. And this social climbing schizophrenia is often hella frustrating and very hurtful to women who are doing their best to level up and to rise above their masculine engineering. And this is especially true for Black women who are often brand new to what it means to negotiate their social power and who are brand new to strategies like social climbing and hypergamy and the Mrs. degree and learning how to leverage their substance, their cultural capital, and their beauty for better dating and marriage marketplace results. Women tend to give a lot of lip service when they say they want to see better representation, only for the monitoring spirit or the OG salty hater to turn around and to try to flame and tarnish your success and to burn it down to the ground if they can.
At this big age, you're not a mean girl. You're a miserable girl. Miserable because you see how all the other girlies are winning right now. Not realizing you could win too if you just did the inner work. Focused in for about 6 months. So you decided on a hobby or something that you wanted to do to actually make extra money and do it. I be hating on people for winning when in reality they just reaping the rewards for the work they done and you haven't done anything. You mad at me because you lazy. Life mean girl energy was never cute, but at this big grand age we're at, baby, fix it. Screams I'm unfulfilled in life, unhappy, not making money, not thriving, make my children miserable. Is that the legacy you want to build and leave? Oh, misery loves company, but I'm not coming over.
So why are so many women who are attempting to level up and who are attempting to improve their lives are being met with so much resistance? And why is it becoming harder and harder for women to get along? Insert the phrase social power. Now, I've been discussing themes of jealousy and envy and competitive and comparativeness amongst women from the beginner days of this platform. And as of late, the depth of jealousy and the monitoring spirit has only deepened as more and more women are doom scrolling and are comparing their lives to the lives of other women who are deemed more beautiful, desirable, wife material, attractive in the eyes of men. And they are being triggered daily by women who are flexing their social power, which triggers a lot of insecurities. So ladies, get your feminine journals ready and take notes so that you can better understand social power and what you will be up against when you decide to improve your life. Now, social power with women in a nutshell is a combination of your current marital status, your class stature, and any other privileges that you have either earned or that you were born with that could elevate you societally and socially. And all women of all races, mixed races, colors, and nationalities are aware of their social status, their pretty privilege, and all of the perks that come with stature and visibility. And yes, this even pertains to the culture of power. But the deceptive trick with groups of women, or the game that fake girl power loves to pretend to play, is that all women should get along and that all women are the same, and in phony femcel circles that all women should get along to hate men. But the desire for social power will always divide women, as women are competitive and comparative when it comes to the male gaze and are even more aggressive when it comes to acquiring a man's resources because of our natural hypergamous wiring, which tends to make women put self-preservation first, which is why there are so many women who are openly willing to share a man, which we recently had a discussion about over at the Hive. And this is why I will always say that your biggest hater in hypergamy will always be another woman, as women will always have more friends when they lack social power and when they are an unthreatening, reduced version of themselves. Now, for women, our social power is typically felt within the themes of youth, pretty privilege, marriage, and children, as all of these markers are considered womanhood milestones that women are wired for and are societally measured by. And in society, as a woman, if you have none of these privileges, your social power and your status is considered lower. And that is often where the nastiness and the fangs of jealousy, competition, catfighting, passive-aggressive aggression, and envy are deeply rooted. Social power, or the lack thereof it, is the number one reason why women are prone to copycatting one another, to mock each other, why so many women are pick-me's for men, and is the reason why women are absolutely hungry for any and all strategic ways to be more competitive in the dating and marriage marketplace, and is the reason why women want to look more beautiful, to lose weight, to have nice bodies, to have longer hair, and to look younger and prettier, because those things raise your status, your stature, and your their social power. And because of this societal push and pull and tug of social power, mixed with the visual power of social media and status, women are now more deceptive, are more spiritually ill, and in many ways they are more insecure, and some would argue even unhappier, as more and more women are monitoring in their spirits and are more nastier to each other than they've ever been, as there is this heightened pressure for women, both young, old, and in between, to compete when there are millions and millions of women who are benefiting from the benefits of their social power. But here are the quiet ways that women seek to destroy one another over social power. Number one, pretty privilege. Let's face it, beautiful women are viciously attacked because they are desired by men. They get an obscene amount of social media opportunities because of their visual appeal. They look great in photos and on video, and people for the most part want to be seen with beautiful human beings, which gives attractive people a lot of social power. Number two, youth. Youth is deeply associated with freshness, being wrinkle-free, and healthy fertility. And in our immature society, everyone wants to be forever young, and everyone wants to have less responsibility, and no one wants to grow up. That is why we are in the midst of a maturity crisis, where in many cases you cannot distinctly tell the difference, the emotional difference, or the mental difference between a 22-year-old woman and a 42-year-old or a 54-year-old woman, because the 55-year-old woman is seriously lacking in wisdom. Another social power marker is motherhood. Motherhood invokes the social power of the mother goddess, as to be a mother in most societies, including our own, is to be revered, as is the case with the astronomical success of Nara Smith. When a woman becomes a mother, she now gets to be celebrated and pedestalized on Mother's Day, which is a coveted form of deification for women and is a form of societal worship. And any woman who has ever been hungry to be a mother can attest to the desire for this worship. When women are not mothers, they are often devalued and weaponized as incomplete or rendered useless. Just ask Tracy Ellis Ross or any other woman who chooses to be child-free or who has suffered with involuntary infertility. Although I'd argue that Tracy does come from class, stature, and money, and that her social power is that she can buy a family when many poor women cannot. Number four, marriage. Marriage is a stature and status game changer because it is essentially the foundation upon which families are built. This is especially true in hypergamy, as being provided for sets up the foundation for a less stressful, softer quality of life and for more soft power leisure, which most women will desire after the age of 25, when most women discover that having to work as hard as a man absolutely sucks. Now, all of these social power markers will always drive a wedge between women, as the women who do not have these markers will link up and start entire bottom shelf movements to attack, to devalue, to rearrange, to bully, to harm, to terrorize, and to otherwise make women who have these privileges feel unsafe. And that is often where the monitoring spirit becomes super harmful. And sadly, when women are jealous of each other or when they are feeling insecure, and yes, this includes your mama and them, they'll never outright have the guts to come out and say it. So they instead will move passive aggressively. They will try to sabotage you, and in very sneaky, snake-like ways will work to devalue or to puncture your social power, as most women would rather chew on glass than to confess to their jealousy or to own up to their insecurities or their inferiority complex. Monitoring spirits, of course, have their own nasty brand of jealousy, but as a devaluing tactic, they will gossip about you to lower your value in the eyes of others.
The biggest red flag is people will attack your strengths. You think somebody would attack your weaknesses. That's not what they do. When they attack your strengths, if you're a really great mother, or if you're a model and you're beautiful, that's what people are going to go for. If you're a model and you're beautiful, they're going to say, well, you're not all that. What is this? And they'll pinch a little piece of you, or what? You got a zit? They'll point out every single to introvert you. That's your strength. You make money on that. I'm an incredible mom. I'm not perfect. I don't know a woman that doesn't suffer suffer from mom guilt. But a classic person that would attack my strength in that area is, oh, you're a great mom when you're being a mom. See the digs? So once you start to really know your strengths, you'll see when people are picking at your strengths. When you're really honest about your weaknesses, let's say you're a procrastinator. So what will those people do? They'll feed your weaknesses because it will make you more weak. And then that person has more control over you. That's the biggest red flag.
And why do people do this? It's called insecurity. Say it with me. Insecurity. And I want you ladies to write this down because insecurity is the root of all irrational hatred. And this brand of hate and foaming at the mouth has been happening since biblical times and is the foundation of why most women will always hate on you when they cannot control your social power. So ladies, to get this conversation started, have you ever been attacked for wanting to improve your odds at having a better life? Are women more nastier to each other than ever before? And are women more comfortable with seeing each other leveled up or leveled down? And what are the things that you have done to increase your social power? And as always, I thank you for liking, for sharing, and for subscribing, and for being a part of our growing feminine platform. And please stay tuned for more feminine school videos to come. And I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.
One thing that this life has taught me is that nobody will talk more shit about you than the person that did you wrong. And all you had to do is literally distance yourself from them. That's all you did. You stopped being friends with them. What do you think that is?
When people benefit from your self-sabotage, they will often reframe those behaviors as admirable qualities. They see you tolerating all of their toxic behavior, and then they describe you as understanding. They see you constantly neglecting all of your needs just so you can cater to all of their needs. And then they tell people that you're so caring. There's nothing noble about self-sabotage, nothing admirable about self-neglect. If anyone is trying to convince you that there is, then it's time to reevaluate that relationship.
I stay away from people that have no type of self-reflection. Because if you're not able to sit back and reflect on the situations that you have put yourself in or how you have played a part in certain situations, then we don't really have much to talk about. We all have that one person in our life that continuously complains about the same issues over and over again, but they never come with the solution to those issues. And that's where you fill in because you provide them with the solution based on the observations that you've made on the things that they're telling you, and they still fail to do what you told them to do. It's almost as if they become complacent within their own misery. And one thing that I learned at a young age is that misery loves company. And whenever you get off the phone or just stop talking to these people, you feel drained almost because it's an endless cycle where you almost feel like you're the one with the issues. You almost feel like you're the one in this endless, constant cycle of being abused or manipulated or tore down just to try to build yourself back up, just to go right back to where you started. I learned a long time ago as an empathetic person that I cannot adopt other people's struggles. I can't adopt other people's problems. And I cannot solve other people's issues if they do not want to change. Therefore, I stay away from people that just don't get it. If you're not able to encapsulate or conceptualize how you are playing a role in your own downfall and your own demise, then we don't need to be associated because you don't have enough self-reflection.
You can't really be friends with anybody who has a hint of jealousy about anything that you're doing. Certainly about your success or your, being celebrated or you cannot.
Or anything that you have.
Or anything that you have. You cannot be friends. If you see that in somebody, I say those little whispers where somebody is like, well, okay. Well, look at you. You cannot. You cannot. You have to distance yourself or you have to...
The truth is, you can't level up without a growth mindset. Number one, stop hanging around bums. And no, I don't care if it's a friendship or relationship. You should get a visceral reaction from hanging around such people. Yes, I said it. And no, it's not about low income, it's just about character, mindset. Number two, I'm really going to need you to stop talking negatively to yourself. Even if you think it, don't say it. Because remember, there's power in the tongue. Number three, build a community of people with a growth mindset. That's basically the people that you hang around. If you haven't already, be sure to vet the mindset of the people around you. Number four, results are really going to build your mindset. And I really feel like this is something that no one talks about. And it's more than just being positive. You actually need results. You need a track record. A key reason that I'm more confident now than what I was at 23 is because I've built up a track record. And that's something that I can't gaslight myself about. Proof works. Number five, your environment needs to be primed for growth. And I want you to interpret that any way that you see fit. It may be where you live. It may be the house that you're in. It may be the friends that you're around. Whatever it is, make sure your environment is primed for growth. This is going to be the way to program your behavior. Number 6, it really does start with intention. I want you to make a promise to yourself, a promise to not fuck up, a promise to not get into that toxic relationship, and a promise not to build bad habits. Number 7, therapy. If you think that you don't need it, you probably do. Number 8, read books and listen to podcasts that are going to help you to shift into that growth mindset. And that's all.